Hello friends, welcome to the new video. So in this video we will be starting our new chapter, that is chapter 9, Heredity and Evolution. Evolution is deleted from the recent syllabus for 2024. So we will be studying only heredity of this chapter. So let's start. In this paragraph nothing more important is given. You can read this by your own. So we will be starting basically from heredity topic. So let's start about this heredity. This is NCERT book of class 10th science. So let's start. Firstly we will see what is heredity. Heredity means characteristics or features, that are physical features which are passed on from parents to offsprings, like from our mother and father to us. So that is our heredity. That is the features which are passed down from parents to their children. So next is inheritance of traits, that is father and mother. Both father and mother contribute equally for a specific trait in a child, half from father and half from mother. So next, Gregor John Mendel. He was the father of modern genetics. This is the main topic which we will be covering in this chapter of heredity. Here you can see in NCERT it is given here, John Mendel, and this whole discovery is done by this man. He was a scientist who basically was the father, is regarded as the father of modern genetics. So let's start. On which plant he worked? He worked on pea plant. There are many reasons that why he worked on pea plants, their short lifespan, very easily identifiable male and female flowers, that we will study later. Firstly, we start here that on which characters he studied, what characters he studied, and what kind of discoveries he made. So firstly, he worked on pea plant, this you know well. Now, how many pairs of contrasting characters he studied? 7 pairs. Now, what is the meaning of contrasting here? Contrasting means two opposite characters, means against characters, both are against each other. Now, here these are the 7 pairs of characters which were studied by Mendel. So here I have made D and R. D means dominant and R means recessive. Dominant is able to express itself and recessive is not able to express itself in front of dominant character. So here are these 7 characters. First is seed color, seed shape. Then its dominant trait is round and recessive trait is wrinkled. Then second is height of plant. Now its dominant is tall plant, that is tall pea plant, and recessive trait is short pea plant. Now next is color of flower. Violet flower is dominant and white flower is recessive. Next is our flower position. Axial and terminal. Pod shape means the pod of pea plant inside which the seeds are enclosed, that is pod shaped. Full or constricted. Constricted means wrinkled like this. Next is pod color, green and yellow. Seed color is yellow and green. This is the main point here in which students are confused, that pod color dominant trait is green and seed color dominant trait is yellow. So this you should keep in your mind. So these were the 7 pairs of contrasting characters which were studied by Mendel. So next we will be studying Reginald C. Punnett. He was also the scientist. He invented Punnett square. Now what is this Punnett square? It helps us to study crosses, that is a male and female parent, they produce a child, their progenies. So this square helps us to easily study the crosses of the generations. Now what is F1 and F2? Here are some terms which you should keep in mind so that you can understand the chapter easily. So F1 means first filial generation and F2 means second filial generations. Now there were many experiments conducted by Mendel. So firstly we will be talking about his first experiment and what he observed. He crossed a tall pea plant to a short pea plant. We studied that he took 7 pairs of characters. Firstly, he took this character, that is height of the plant. Now what he did, he crossed tall plant to short pea plant, and what he found? F1 generation, that is first filial generation, that is their kids. The plants all were tall. All plants were tall, that is short was not able to express itself at all. So now all were tall. Now he did selfing of all these talls, means self cross of all these tall plants. Now what he found, when he selfed all these tall plants, he found in F2 generation 3:1 ratio of tall and dwarf plants. That is, if there are total 4 plants, out of these 3 will be tall and 1 will be dwarf. So this was the first observation of Mendel. Now from here we come to know about law of dominance. This is the first law of inheritance given by Mendel. Now what it states? It states in a pair of contrasting character. Now what are these contrasting character? Like here height is the character and its pair are tall plant and short plant. These both are contrasting character. Now one which gets expressed is dominant, that is tall. Now here tall is dominant, while which isn't expressed is recessive, that is short is not expressed in F1 generation, so it is a recessive character. What was the conclusion? That in a pair of contrasting character, one will be dominant while other one will be recessive, which will not be able to express itself at all. So this was whole about the first observation of Mendel, which formulated a law of dominance given by him. So I hope you understood law of dominance here. We will be covering next laws in next video. I hope you understood it well. Thank you so much for watching.